Hey, how are you doing today, guys? So I had a couple of people ask me to do a review of the camera for the LG G8X with the dual screen. And I originally started this video with my camera, and then I decided to go ahead and switch over and use this camera for the entire review. That way you get a sense of what this camera looks like in a variety of situations. Now, I did go to a park and I took some pictures, took a couple of videos, and I'm going to show those to you guys in a second. But I just wanted to give you guys an overall idea of what this camera looks like when you're using it for video purposes. Now, as you've probably noticed, that was the regular camera. This is the ultra wide, and I'm shooting both of these videos at 1080p. This camera has a ton of different settings, and I won't get to try all of those out and showcase them on this video, but I will be going over a lot of those settings and just letting you guys know what they are and what they do. Now I've swapped over to the front camera, also the same 1080p. This is pretty much what it's going to look like. I made sure that I wiped all the lenses down so there wasn't any blur. I had a few people comment in my past video and ask me if I was having issues focusing with the front camera. As you can see in this video, I don't usually, at least I don't think I'm having any issues as far as focusing on myself. When I take selfies, same deal. I don't really have too many issues. Now, when I try to use that selfie camera, which, by the way, has the highest megapixel count out of all three cameras on this phone, when I try to use that, when I try to use it to take pictures at more of a distance or something like that, I do have issues focusing. But if you don't intend to use it like that, I don't see it as much of an issue. I didn't notice this originally because I don't really take a lot of selfies, so it's never really been an issue to me, but I did want to let you guys know and let you see what it looks like. And this is just me trying to move around and try to focus. I'll go ahead and turn my head and then try to turn back just to see if I'm having any issues focusing. You guys let me know down in the comment section down below what you think about this. And I think it looks pretty good though, to be honest.
So like I said, guys, this camera does have a ton of settings, a ton of different things you can tweak, and I just wanted to show you all of the different things about the camera before I go into the sample pictures and sample videos that I took. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the video settings. So once you go into video, usually it keeps defaulting to 1080p 16:9, but you can also shoot in HD 16:9, which is 720p. You've got HD full vision, then you've got full HD, which is 1920 by 1080. You've got full HD 60 frames per second. You got full HD full vision, UHD, and then you've got UHD 60 frames per second. Now you also have this steady recording mode that reduces motion blur in the videos. You can add a grid, you can add HDR. I'm pretty sure once you go up to UHD though, oh no, you can still use these features even when you have it all the way up to UHD. Okay, so I was confused about that. I don't think I shot any videos in 4K for this test anyway, but I only used the 1920 by 1080. All right, so then you switch over to the front-facing camera and you go into the settings. You've also got, you can shoot in 1080 at 60 frames per second, and 4K at 30 frames, and you can also do 720 full vision, also 720 regular. Next, I want to move over to the photo. There's one little thing about the photo mode in this phone that really annoys me. Once you take a photo, and if you ever exit the camera app, it'll automatically switch back to 8 megapixels, which is super annoying. I would like it if it would stay at the highest resolution, but it is something you have to go in there and change because you may not get all of the megapixels. The picture quality pretty much maintains the same, but if you do want to zoom in and have those extra details, you want to make sure that you go up to the 13 megapixel mode, or you won't be able to have a picture that you can crop into a whole lot. But you can also shoot at, you can do 4x3, 13 megapixels, 4x3, you can do 16:9. But also again in here, you have a ton of different resolution options that you can choose between. And also once you go in here for the front facing camera, you also have a bunch of different options that you can choose between as far as the resolution goes and the aspect ratio. You've also got options for HDR. I pretty much always leave HDR on. It looks really good to me. You've also got a manual camera mode that lets you manually pick your white balance, focus, all of that stuff, the ISO, the shutter speed, anything you want to change, pretty much you can change. And a cool thing about this phone is it has a ton of different built-in like presets for the manual mode. So you can do like night sky, street, nightfall, snapshot. And this is just showing you guys why I couldn't take pictures with all of these different modes. I honestly just didn't have the time to go through and take pictures in every single different facet of this camera. Now, this phone also has different regular filters. So if you want to do a filter before you change the picture, it has a ton of different filters for regular video or regular picture mode. And also with the video, you get like an ASMR mode, which I haven't really tried out. ASMR is a little off-putting for me. I don't really like the sound of it. A lot of people do, but it's just not for me. And if you're interested in it, there you go, it's there. You also got a night view mode, you got panorama, you got story shot. Now this story shot is actually really cool. I didn't really know what it was, but what it'll do is it'll take a picture of the foreground and the background at the exact same time. And then it'll just have you to get a selfie in to blend into that picture. And once you get that in, it'll kind of put your, it'll change your background to whatever you had in the background. And it actually doesn't look too bad. It actually looks pretty good. If you had a good background shot, I think it will work out like pretty well. I think it's a really cool feature. And I feel like it was not really shown off too much, but I wanted to let you guys know that it is there. And if you're thinking about doing something like that, you can make your own like custom, like instead of using like a green screen or something like that, you can do a background just by taking a picture of something else. And you've also got manual video, slow-mo, like I said earlier. Now, on the slow-mo, I will note one thing on the slow-mo. Once you switch to that wide-angle camera on the slow-mo, it starts looking really bad. It starts looking super pixelated, and I really honestly just do not like the way it looks. I think I've got some of that in the sample video so you can just see what it looks like, but it looks super pixelated once you go into that wide camera mode for the slow-mo. Otherwise, though, the wide camera performs pretty well. You've got this flash jump cut, which basically just creates a GIF. So if you like that, you have that option there. You've got YouTube Live option, which just pretty much brings you into YouTube and lets you start shooting up with that. You've got the AR stickers. If you want to use those to just place different things in different places, you can record a video and have things pop up, which I think is really cool. I wish they had like a feature like that in an actual camera that I could use. That would be pretty cool to play around with versus doing it in the editing afterwards. And then you've just got some more of your standard stuff like portrait mode. You've got this different one that's studio shot, which kind of tries to light your picture more like a studio light if you have good enough lighting in there, and it'll kind of make a circle and you can like change the background colors and stuff like that. I think it's really cool if you're trying to take like different pictures and stuff like that. This is definitely the phone for that. It has a ton of different options if you just want to try out stuff. And even if you don't, you still got just manual mode if you want to just customize it and do it exactly how you want to make it. So also another thing, they do have these extra options that are in the LG Smart World store. So if you go into the more, and then you hit this download button up at the top, it'll show you extra camera modes that you can get, like Cine Video, Cine Shot, Food Shot, or a 360 panorama shot. That's totally up to you. I don't really use my phone camera too often. So I pretty much went into all of the things I wanted to go into on the camera. So let's just go ahead and get into the sample videos and the sample pictures that I took. Alrighty guys, so that does wrap up the video. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like down below. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We're this close to 1,000 subs, so I'd appreciate every sub I get. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy.